Hey guys, Foxdrop here with another live game commentary. Season 7 of Solo Queue Adventures continue. We're currently 2-1 in our placement games. And one sec, this is going to be a bit squeaky. And this is going to be our second jungle game of the season, and hopefully our first jungle win of the season. Today we're playing Elise. I realised I hadn't played Elise all season. Like last season, I hadn't made a video on her, basically. I don't tend to play a lot of Elise. I don't really like Elise that much, and I'm really not that good on her either. But the thing, like, Elise is certainly a really solid champion, that's for sure. So she's a really good kind of meta jungler, and right now I think she's actually going to be a pretty good pickup for Season 7 because she's really solid, but she's really not like heavily contested that much. People have kind of forgotten about her. Elise is a champion who tends to like always be there, always be good, always be viable, always be solid, but sometimes like the meta changes a little bit and other things will maybe rise and become really strong, like Hecarim right now, or maybe Kha'Zix and Rengar. But Elise is always like serviceable against those champions, and she's just really good for solo queue in general. Like her whole kind of archetype, so to speak, in my opinion, makes her a really good solo queue champ. She's a really solid like ganking jungler, and she controls... Honestly, I think Elise is probably one of the best ganking junglers in the game. So she controls the game quite well from that sense. And for solo queue, that's always really good. If you've got a good ganking champion for solo queue, then you can influence lanes really well and all that lovely business. Also, on top of that, a great thing about Elise is that she is a magic damage champion. You don't get to... Generally speaking, you don't get to see a lot of magic damage junglers. Of course, they're not like completely unheard of, but most meta junglers tend to be physical damage. So if you go for Elise, you also get a little bit of like mix up on that front as well. So there's masteries, boys and girls. For your reds, you either want to go hybrid pen or attack speed. For your yellows, go armor or health per level. For blues and quints, I like to go AP for that. Can't really go too wrong with that. And masteries, I am 18-0 with Thunderlords. Now, you used to go Strength of the Ages on Elise, and I think Strength of the Ages maybe, like, arguably be a better, like, mastery choice on Elise, like, compared to Thunderlords. I don't know what this Shyvana's doing, but... Alright then. Thanks for the scuttle crab, mate. I'm gonna flash that and then... Are we just, you know, can we do this please, boys? Nice. He's dead. Good shit. Gonna channel the CC here, the chain with the cocoon. There it is. Excellent. Whew. Sorry for going a bit silent there, but I was focusing. So there we go. Yeah, so Thunderlords is decent on her, but arguably, I think she was a little bit better in Season 6 than she is in Season 7, in my opinion, but she's still pretty strong. So that was a good start to the game, boys and girls. Good start to the game. Really, the whole reason why that worked out for me there, like the whole core of it, is because I was stronger than Shyvana in that instance. Now, Shyvana was level 2, so I guess it's like a bit of a cheap excuse. Yeah, I'm stronger. I'm stronger. Yeah, look at me being stronger than you. Oh, wait, I'm a whole level, I'm 50% more level than you. But in general, like Elise's like level 3 is probably one of the strongest level 3s in the game. So like you can just like force a lot of plays. Like when I was actually playing my Echo gameplay, the other jungle gameplay I played this season, I played Echo, and I had a pretty rough game. It wasn't a great game for me. And I think one of the biggest reasons for that is because every time I tried to make a play, I was playing against an Elise, and Elise just like stopped me every single time. Like if I ran into her, I would run into the Elise, and she would always be like more effective than I was because I'm playing Echo, who's not as good as Elise in the early game specifically. Now this didn't actually see the wolf camp here, which is a bit of a mistake here. And my smite is coming up. No one's moving yet. Ari's just about coming in now, so Ari's on her way. Yeah, my smite wasn't up. It just came up. That's such a shame. If I had my smite up, I could have contested that. It's a real shame to lose it like that, though. Basically, it's a leash Shyvana for her. But I knew I could play aggressive there because I was taking a look on the minimap. I was seeing who was coming in. The reason why I went for that invade is not just because I'm stronger than her as as Elise, but also just because like I knew, like, I looked at the mini map and I saw, okay, if Lux is pushed in, like if my mid laner is up to the enemy tower, it's really hard for Ari to move too fast. If Nara is pushed up to the enemy tower as well, it's hard for Darius to move in. So essentially, if the enemy laners are pushed under their tower, it's really hard for them to get, like, to roam into their own jungle to make a play, compared to if they were pushed up to our tower. But it's so much easier for, like, Ari to leave her lane or for Darius to leave their lane if they're not missing that much, because they can just move out no problem, like they can just get away. But if Darius wanted to leave, then he'd have to, like, miss all the minions that are under his tower, for example, and most laners won't want to do that in solo queue. They'll be too afraid to do that. So, but always keep your eyes on the minimap. Like, you always want to know what's coming in at you. Like, I was staring at the minimap when I was making that play, and I was just trying to see, okay, are people moving? Are they coming for me? Because whenever you are invading, you're always going to be, like, up against the, you know, the enemy people. The enemy laners, generally speaking, will get in before your laners will, depending on the position. But more or less, that will happen. And if it does happen, then you've got to be careful. Shyvana's actually out-leveling me now. Holy shit. She's really fast, too. Gosh. Alright, so this Ari used her flash in that last, when she died. She doesn't have her ultimate yet, so I do want to try and gank her before she hits level 6. So okay. Lux is just going to blow a load on her anyway, that's fine. God damn it, she just hit 6. Are you serious? Are you serious? She wasn't even 6 as I was walking up to her, but as soon as I walked around the corner, she hit 6. What are the chances? Yeah, this guy's in trouble, this Gnar. I might be able to come up here though. Like, my blue buff is spawning, so that's not great timing from that front, but outside of that, this might be a good opportunity. Now, I would rate getting this Darius higher than getting my blue buff. So, I've also just run out of red buff here, so I thought maybe I could get that Duke there. Need to be careful though, because this guy can do a lot of damage to me. There we go. So he's dead. So I am in a position here to lose my blue, because I'm topside, and Shyvana can see that I'm topside and be like, yo, if Elise is topside, why don't I go bot side and take her jungle? Elise won't be able to defend it. So if this Shyvana is smart, she might go for that. Now, I'm not assuming that she's an idiot. I'm not, like, saying to myself, she won't go for my blue buff. She's too stupid. She is an idiot. She won't go for this blue. In fact, because she's Shyvana, who is actually someone, like, a very popular counter jungling champion, chances are she's probably taken this. I'm not sure if it's 100%, but I'd put it fairly high that she's probably taken this blue. She hasn't. Alright then. But the chances of her taking that were pretty high, honestly. Like, that wasn't a kind of, if she'd taken it, I wouldn't have been surprised. We'll just put it that way. But the thing is, I totally valued getting that kill on Darius higher than this blue buff, so I wouldn't have minded if she were here. If she had taken this, it wouldn't have been a big deal for me. I wouldn't have given a shit really. But something I do want to do is ward dragon, because Shyvana's very good at taking away dragon from very early on in the game, and this is a fire drag, so I don't want to lose it for free. So I just want to go ahead and be around there and see that she was going for it. She was trying to make a move on that there. Now we can come up and fight this, I think. We should definitely take the scuttle though. Taking this, oh. Okay, this has now become a really risky play for us. We should focus Shyvana. She's pretty squishy and she's also a lot of damage here. Gonna flash any potential charm coming through there. Use my cocoon now. Lux is coming in. Combo it with her spells. Excellent stuff. Let's walk away. Good shit. 2 for 1. Good trade. Plus we are contesting around this dragon area as well. So if I wasn't there, then Shyvana probably would have gotten that dragon as well. She's very good at taking dragon. Like, she presses E, and she takes it really, really fast. I mean, if she's got Blood Razor, she takes it really fast. But even before Blood Razor, she takes it very fast. So something you obviously want to be quite conscious of. These champions who are very good at 1v1ing dragon, or like taking away dragon by themselves, just always try and have some control around that area. Just always try and be aware of things going down so that you can try and stop it. Especially if you're a good early game champion and you can stop these things, you should definitely, like, at least have some knowledge of it, because, like, you know, Shyvana can 1v1 dragon, but she won't be able to 1v1 dragon while I'm there. So just have some vision, and it's very easy to push them off of the dragon. They usually rely on, you know, like a surprise or something like that to really be able to get the dragon. Because if people actually collapse on them, then they die. Alright, so I haven't taken the Krugs all game, so these should be pretty easy for me to go. They're level 2, these Krugs, because jungle monsters have a level attached to them, and it gets that level. It's an average level of every champion in the game, and they get that level when they respawn. So if you leave something up for a while, it's pretty weak. It doesn't have a lot of levels, so it's really fast to take. So if there's a camp you haven't taken all game, then you should look to take it, because you'll kill it pretty fast. This blue's up. I just saw Shyvana around the chickens as well, so she's not here. So I should be able to take this. Could be that Darius is coming for me, which he is, but he's just going to help me take it, so that's fine. I've got to be really careful here though, because he's fucking strong. I'm just going to repel and sit in my repel for ages here. Holy shit, that was more damage than I thought. I went too early there. I actually think if I hadn't, I don't think I should have died there. I think I could have survived that. So we get a kill, plus we steal their blue, give double buffs to Gnar, but it's 1 for 1, which isn't a great trade. And we lose dragon, so I don't actually think that was worth it for me. I think I actually shouldn't have, like, I don't think that was great. I think that it would have been better if I hadn't have done that, and instead moved towards bot side to try and contest the dragon. That was silly, actually. I've been talking about not giving away the free dragon, especially against people like Shyvana, and then I go ahead and give away free dragon to Shyvana. It's pretty bad. It could be worse though. It wasn't a terrible play. It wasn't a terrible play, but I'm not happy with it still. So I'm actually going to take this Gromp and then go ahead and sit waiting in this bush here, waiting for these guys to push in, because they might get greedy and try and dive Vayne. In fact, I might actually just come around and try and go for the gank here. Here we go. Vayne's pretty strong. Caitlyn's actually really bad at like proper all-in fighting as well. Oh my goodness, unlucky. Give that kill over to Vayne there. First blood tower mid, good shit Lux. This has been something that's made this game really easy for me as well, or a lot easier. Is I've had a lane that's just like 1v1 just stomping like this Lux. It makes things so much easier if you've got that. Like, it's not everyone, it's just Lux, you know, but all my lanes are doing pretty well. I mean, to be fair, I'm 1, 1 and 6, so it's not like I'm not doing, it's not like they're just doing it by themselves. But, you know, all my lanes are doing well, but specifically with just having one lane doing really well, it makes it a lot easier to operate. I just see Shyvana here as well, so I know she's around. I don't think she can defend though. What? Go for the tower first. Oh gosh, this could be bad. Well, at least we went. I got someone before I died there as well. So this is a 2 for 2 so far with tower. So far this is good for us. This could be really good for us if Lux manages to kill. Nice. Yeah, there we go. So this is going to be pretty good for us here. I think the big problem of this was that we didn't focus the same people, and we killed the tower a little bit too slow. If I'd killed the tower a little bit faster, if we'd all dedicated to that tower first, it would have made that play a lot easier. And on top of that as well, if Vayne didn't go for Caitlyn instead of went for Shyvana, or if I went for Caitlyn instead of going for Shyvana, then I think again that would have been a better play, because it was just a little bit sloppy there. But still good for us, obviously. In the end, that's really good for us, but as it went down, it wasn't amazing going 2 for 2 there, but basically we could have played it better, but it's all good in the end. This is the thing as well though, it's just solo queue. Like, a play like that is not something that's worth getting angry about or like raging about or any of that stuff. Say that play had gone really bad for us, right? Say it had gone really awful for us there. Certainly not something I would have like been like, yo Vayne, why are you focusing Caitlyn and not focusing Shyvana? Like, it's not something that's worth getting angry about, because that's just I just call that a solo queue play. It's just a solo queue play. You don't have the communication to, you know, express, okay, who are we going to focus here? Who are we fighting here? Who are we going for here? Holy shit, he does all of my damage here. There we go, excellent. I've gone for tier 2 boots here as well, because tier 2 boots make you bloody fast, and it's also the damage variation of the boots. I could go for CDR boots, could go for Swifties, or even Moby. I think Moby boots are actually really popular on Elise right now. I could do a lot of different boots, but I've just gone for the damage option because it's going to help me snowball. Moby boots help me snowball as well, just because of the extra move speed, but It's kind of up to you, honestly. I think it's preference on that front. So you see here as well, if I take a look at the Krugs and see their little icon up here, it says 8. That means that Krugs are level 8. And the level, it's because, you know, that's the average level of the champions in the game when these Krugs respawned. Which means that Shyvana took these fairly recently, because they must have respawned fairly recently for them to have a fairly high level. Level 10, good shit. Can I wait here and catch someone? I might be able to. I might be able to. If I catch Caitlyn in a stun, she's probably dead. Tarek's also... Caitlyn's probably going to run up here because her team is fighting here. Like, fighting above her. So I had a feeling she would probably run up there because her and her team were fighting in the in her jungle. So she probably wanted to try and run up to help. So I could just wait. Get a pretty free kill there as well. I can push this down too. Pushing minion waves out is always nice because it creates pressure. Like, you get gold and it creates pressure. Because now, if like this minion wave will now slowly push into the enemy team, which means that someone's gonna have to go. Oh my goodness, that was a mad life. Someone's gonna have to go like to this bot side to like de-push these minion waves, you know. Alright, that's his flash. Excellent. Elise is pretty good at tower diving as well, because she can do that, where if you draw tower aggro, you just jump up in your repel and you drop the tower aggro, so she's pretty good at kind of snowballing as well for that reason, because tower dives tend to be quite a snowbally action. You don't really want to do them when you're behind in the game, but if someone's already behind themselves, then you can like put them even further behind by killing them when they're under their tower, playing defensive. But again, Elise is also someone who can take Dragon pretty well. Like a really well-rounded kind of solo queue jungler. She does fall off later on into the game because she's really good when she has pressure in the lane phase, but she's not as good after that, but she's still certainly... She's not weak by any means, you know. I guess it depends how weak you were in the lane phase, but generally speaking, she's not weak. So I'm going to go for Riley's here as well. I've gone for the Proto Belt as my second item. Proto Belt at least has a lot of burst damage. It's also quite nice stats for Elise as well with health and AP. But I haven't actually tried Elise since the Riley's nerf. Riley's used to be like a really good item on Elise, like arguably a core item on her. I mean, Riot even suggests them as a core item, but you know, it's not 100% what Riot recommends. You know, they don't always get it right. But I think it's still good on her. Like the stats themselves were always really nice on Elise, and I think the slow is just like being able to apply the slow on your Q. Damaging spells and abilities reduce enemy move speed by 20%. I don't know, honestly. Like I had a feeling it. I don't actually know. I don't know 100% how it. I don't like. It used to be that it was different for like AoE spells and single target spells, and I haven't read the patch notes to see how it's changed, but if it's I think it will be worse on Eve now. Well, holy shit, not Eve. Worse on Elise, because she used to get a really good slow with the Q, because it was single target, which is the most powerful version of the Riley slow. I'll rip my pink ward. Holy shit. You know what? I'm just gonna get out this way. There we go. Doesn't even take a tower shot, boys. Nice. Alright, good shit, boys. Went really ham on that Caitlyn, but it pays out. Pays off in the end. Excellent stuff. Wow, Lux, man. That's a bit BM. Just stomping on these guys. Oh, it's because she died, so she's a little bit salty. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Alright. Try and get this tower. Get the inhib. I don't think we can keep pushing here, so we'll probably want to back off. Like, if these minion waves, like our side waves, were pushed in a little bit further in, maybe we'd want to try and like rotate. Oh my goodness. Rotate to a side wave here, but we shouldn't keep pushing. Like, I don't think, like, it's too early in the game. The death timers aren't long enough for us to keep pushing. So we can go to a side wave and like push this wave in and try and get something here, but it probably won't happen because they don't have any outer towers left. It's only their base towers up. which is like a lot harder for us to... Oh shit. It's a lot harder for you to like force down towers like that if they're in their base. But Darius dies for us, so maybe we can do something. I'm really low here, so I'm just going to hang back and try and act like a stun bot here. Oh, that was a awkward condemn, but that's fine. Just go for the tower as well. I could recall here, but I'm still useful to my team. Like, if I were... Like, that is something which I think is a bit of a mistake people make when they get low. They always run away, which you don't need to do that. You can still stay around and do some stuff as well. So that was a good game. Pretty much shows how Elise can work. You get really good, you get loads of good plays in the early game, and then you're sorted. All right, what'd I get? S minus. All right, Vane's the only one without an S. What is 8 and 2? It's a bit harsh. Let's see what the damage was like this game as well. Second highest damage in the game, which is I'm actually quite happy with that. That's actually a lot of damage. Holy moly! I mean, this Lux was stomping people, and it's Lux, so he has crazy like poke damage. Like, that's crazy for me to have that. Did I really do that much damage? I didn't feel like I did that much. Alright, fair enough. Apparently I was really bloody strong that game. Fair. It's at least for you as well. If you can get, like, do stuff in the early game, you buy damage on her, it's good shit. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, boys and girls. If you did, leave me that cheeky thumbs up. You can subscribe for more League of Legends content, more gameplays, just like this one, every single day. Most importantly, boys and girls, thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening, day, afternoon, morning, whatever it is where you're from. And I will see you in my next video.